Hey guys, Donnie with Kentucky Thunder Outdoors today, and I'm going to be showing you a decoy that I heavily modified. This is a Mojo scoot and shoot that I added basically wings to each side. So on the back side of it will look just like a normal decoy. Right here is the plastic and stuff of the original decoy, and here to the side is closed cell 1-inch rubber. So I basically cut this design out so it would fit the body. In order to attach this part, all I used is 2-inch screws that I pushed all the way through to this closed cell rubber. So there's no glue or anything holding it. It's pretty simple, it's super lightweight. And for the wings, all you have to do is punch you a hole right here and just cut your wing back quite a bit. You want at least about 2 inches showing, and you just stick that right in the hole. You can glue these in, but I decided not to. So before I get any further, I want to show you the tail fan. So this is made identically the same way. This fan will actually come apart. So this is what the original decoy looks like, is it has a pouch here for the fan to set in, and it has the strap. So I have the idea, if I could just make a fan and attach it to a piece of rubber, this is closed cell rubber, and just cut a hole in the center of it and allow that strap to go through. So all I did in order to make this fan, when I go to harvest the turkey, I do not allow the full fan to dry like you do in taxidermy. I pluck these feathers out. They'll have stems about this long, and then you trim them back and just stick them right in there. So that's how the fan's set up. On the body, what I basically used here, these are real turkey feathers. And the good thing about these feathers here, if you look on the side right here, you notice that there's black banding. And this black banding really stands out, and I decided to use this on the edge, and then as it gets closer, you have your more solid colors up in this area. The reason I did this is because typically if you use a wing and attach a real wing to it, it's got copper banding and stuff. I want this to stand out to kind of represent that. I want to make sure the next turkey that I take, I will actually use the correct feathers, but this will get me by for this year. Also, these are secondary feathers. These are not primary feathers, and the difference is these are wider and stuff. You don't have to use primary feathers, because I'm getting ready to show you why I didn't put those on there. For a beard, some of these come with fake beards. I wanted something that was super, super durable. This is leather strapping. You can buy these at TSC, hobby stores. And then right here, it's actually tied with serving to hold that together. It's tie knot right here at the very end, and it can't go through. So the idea of this decoy is when you're walking through a field, or you need to get into an area that turkeys are already there, you want to be able to go in undetected, or at least as undetected as possible. And the problem is when turkeys start seeing movement, they immediately start finding out if it's movement of danger or if it's something to do with another turkey. And I'm just trying to increase my odds. So basically I'm going to show you how I did this. I just stuck this strap through here and get it down here at the bottom. Pull tight until it gets all the way to the body. And then the great thing is you just fold this up, lock it in place. There you go. And the great thing, I love the position where it's at, because you can, when it's like that, you can turn it one side or the other, just like a real turkey does. Where this actually goes through, you'll see a big cutout on the bottom. I just covered this with feathers on the bottom side here, if you can see it, to cover that up to make it look more round in the front, because there is a massive hole there. So in order for me to attach this, it's attached here at the top underneath of these feathers here, and you can't even see it now, but I stuck a hole down at the very bottom of this, shoved it in the body so it can't really move out, and you can also grip it from the back side and use it as a handle, as well as it has a stake here, and this stops about where the ground is. On the eye, you notice it's real glossy. All I did was use clear nail polish. What that did is it clear coated it, and you can clear coat as many times as needed. And I think this really is going to set this decoy off and maybe bring in some turkeys, because it has real iridescent fan colors, and maybe that'll happen. So we'll find out. So I'm going to show you the reason why I didn't use those primary feathers on that decoy. That's because they're in this wing that I developed. So this thing is made out of 1/2-inch Owens Corning foam insulations, like foam board. Each one of these have a hole right here pre-made by a screwdriver, and the ends are tapered and trimmed back. And all you have to do is stick it right in the hole until it locks in place. You don't have to go real far. And this one is primary feathers because they're a lot stiffer. Those are the ones that's on toward the bottom of the wing, and these are more toward the top. These are called secondary feathers. The reason I did this in 2 pieces, because this is 2 pieces of 1/2-inch styrofoam. I actually cut this design that you see, I just basically made it up. It's just big enough that you can hold it. But when you put them together, you put your primary on the outside, your secondary on the inside. When you put them together, I took a knife and just trimmed and beveled the edges here. So I've looked at a lot of different ways of putting these together, and I've decided electrical tape. The reason why is because if I glue this, I won't be able to get it apart, and I won't be able to take this apart to trace it on another part or whatever. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick this electrical tape on the very top, get the sides lined as best as I can. I'm going to go all the way down like this until I get the whole entire thing covered. And what this will also do is it'll allow you to grip it. And when you get done with this thing, it is absolutely super lightweight, and it is great to go into a vest. One of the things that I have realized throughout the years is when you go to call turkeys, you got to sound as realistic as possible. And sometimes you'll notice that there's mornings that they just aren't vocal. But I've never seen a morning where you couldn't hear the wings and scratching in the leaves, or all of this stuff can be manipulated with this wing. And there are going to be times during the season, especially in Kentucky where we hunt, where they just go silent and they don't seem to really be vocal. So sometimes you have to think outside the box and try to add new stuff every year. And this is something that's not bulky. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space. And it just allows you to sound more realistic. And man, if you do a fly down cackle or something with the wing, you're just not going to get any better as far as realism. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back toward the top, and I'm going to show you how these wing feathers stay in place with just the tape. Now basically all I did is went all the way down, made sure that it was covered, and then I'm going to start and just gradually catch those feathers until I can't see any more pink insulation. That's how far you need to go up. It's not far. And then I want to make sure I get all the glare from the pink off of this. And then once I do, then I'm done. You really can't see down in there. It's going to hold those feathers. And this is the most important part. A lot of people use a hat, and it doesn't really sound like a wing. But I've done it before. So I'm going to show you what this sounds like when you add it to your calling. And so you're going to start seeing a lot more tips and stuff on our channel, probably more so than hunts, and that's because we want to teach people how to hunt also. Have a great day.